All right. Hi, everyone. And also student at Maastricht University. And I've been working for mymaastricht now for 2 years. I'm working as a content coordinator, so working a lot on the website, answering all of your questions by email as well.
Hi, everybody. I am Maria. I am a social media coordinator from Romania, and I am a student at University College Maastricht. And I basically take care of making the reels on Instagram and posting stories. So, yeah.
Yep, and I'm the second social media coordinator. I work with Maria. My name is Miruna, and I'm also from Romania. I was a third year at the Faculty of Science and Engineering, but I actually just graduated last Friday. And yeah, I also answer your DMs, so you've probably interacted with me before if you know what my Maastricht is and if you've ever reached out to us.
All right, so let's get rolling then with the presentation. So this is a little bit about what we're going to talk. We're going to tell you a little bit about the city, housing, which is probably on all of your minds if you don't have a housing yet. We're going to talk a bit about bikes and transport, some living essentials, and also what we can do for you in the future. So as Aisling already mentioned, it's around 45 minutes. But first to start off, what mymaastricht is, we're a one-stop information platform. We help new students settle and find their place in the city. So we provide information, but also fun and interactive content on Instagram and TikTok, where you can, for example, find where are the best drinks in town, or where you can have a nice cup of coffee, and so on and so forth. We're platforms created by students for students, and we are supported by the 2 different universities in Maastricht, so UM, then Zuid University as well. We also work in close collaboration with the municipality of Maastricht.
Yeah, so if you want to stay social with us, here are our main platforms. We are very active on Instagram if you are curious about things that you can do around Maastricht, or basically just living essentials and you want to have like a shortcut to our website. Instagram is the way. And then on TikTok, you can find also interactive content with things that you can do around Maastricht and in Maastricht as well. Maastricht is a very diverse and international environment with 122,000 inhabitants, out of which 22,000 are students, and also 50% of the students and 45% of the staff are international. So we are a very international medium, and if you're scared that you will not find your people here, don't be scared of that. You're probably gonna find people either from your country or people with very similar interests and passions as you. And we are also situated in the heart of Europe, meaning that we're highly connected to airports and also a lot of train stations. We're very close to Aachen and to Liège in Belgium. So you can take, for example, an 8-hour bus to Paris or 15-hour flights to London. Moreover, this is our website on which you can find basically all of the information that you might need to make your life easier in Maastricht and to find your way around Maastricht. And we also have a blog that we update with basically topics of interest for students. For example, how to master the trash system, which can be quite complicated for newcomers, since the Netherlands really focuses on separating trash and it's quite strict with it. Or we also have a step-by-step guide to find housing, or for example, cities that you can travel to from the Netherlands. So yeah, be sure to also check that out. Yeah, and our compass, basically our compass tells you about every single section that we have on our website. We have finances, we have community, we have housing, events. We also have health and sports that you can do, travel information, and also things that you can do in Maastricht. And they are all based on our compass here. Yeah, and moreover, things that you can do in Maastricht, we have Vic, which is a very popular neighborhood. There are a lot of pubs and also other activities that you can do, like a game room. We have Marina Basin, which is a very nice place where you can go have dinner or just chill. And there's also St. Peter, which is technically a mountain by the Dutch definition, but it's not a mountain, it's just a small hill. But you can visit the caves or even the Maastricht quarry. And we also have Stadspark, which is a very nice park with a lot of ducks and geese and just cute birds. And we also have some deer in it. So, yep.
All right, so then going on to housing, which is probably the most burning question as well. So if you're starting school in September, I really hope that all of you are already looking for housing from different sources, and hopefully you already have secured something. If you haven't, don't panic. There's still a lot of things that can be done and a lot of things that we will share now, which can benefit you in finding your future home. So we're going to start off with Maastricht Housing. It's the official UM and Zout housing agency. In the Netherlands, universities do not provide this dormitory type living that would be offered to every first year student, like it's, for example, in the UK. However, Maastricht Housing is the closest it is. How it works is that you pay a 35 euro fee. It's a one-time fee, so once you pay once, you are a member on this platform until you graduate from your studies. And it provides you the access to apply to UM guest houses. UM guest houses are housing possibilities located all over Maastricht. They have several apartment buildings where there's a ton of rooms. And then, for example, 10 students share the kitchen and the toilets and the showers, but then you do have your own room. And then on the other hand, we have these official social housing corporations such as Maastricht, Servatius, and Woonpunt. How these work is that if your income is lower than the certain threshold, it depends for all of these organizations how much the threshold is, then you can apply for the housing options that they provide. They mainly provide studios or apartments, like 2 or 3 bedroom apartments all over the city as well. So you can look at those. Some of those work only based on your income. So as a student, your income is probably not super high. Some of those work also based on your parents' income. So make sure that you either know that your parents earn below the limit, or then that is only purely based on your income. Your income is below the limit. Other options that we have are private landlords. You can find private landlords on various websites such as Pararis and Kamernet. So Pararis is a website where either agencies or private landlords directly can put up notifications about their apartments, and then you can just directly apply through that. The biggest challenge with Pararis is that a lot of the apartments are not for students, so make sure to check that in the description as well. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time because they're not going to take students even if they especially if they say that they won't. Kamernet is then specifically only for rooms. So make sure that that a room is something that you are looking forward to having. You can search the rooms on this website and also apply through the website. A third option, which is also the most common, which I've also used a lot when looking for housing, is Facebook. So on Facebook, there's people who are leaving their rooms or apartments or studios, as well as then just private landlords posting there about different availabilities. However, we do recommend being super careful. There are a lot of scammers on Facebook as well as Pararis. So make sure that that the advertisements are real. You can do this by requesting an online or in-person viewing if you're in Maastricht. And then overall, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So make sure that you are also acknowledged about that. So if the rent is, say, 200 euros a month, you're not going to find something like that in Maastricht, most likely. So if somebody's saying that you can, or if somebody says that you can rent a whole apartment with 2 bedrooms for 500 euros, that's also not something that happens in Maastricht. So make sure that you find something that seems legit enough. Also, a recent scam that I've heard about is that before a viewing, you would have to pay a fee. This is not a thing. So you should always get a viewing for free, and then only after that pay if you get the room or the apartment. Other options that we have are Xior and the student hotel, which are especially the student hotel is a little bit more pricier, but it is basically a hotel, so you get a really nice room. And then it has like a gym and some bike. You get a bike for free and other amenities like that. So that might be an option. If you're looking for a short-term solution, you can check out Stay OK, which is a hostel in Maastricht as well. or other options, you can look into Wow House or Holland to Stay, which are also these housing agencies that provide rooms and apartments all over the city. We have quite a few. Yeah, sorry.
I'm interrupting you because we have a question and I think it's good to answer it. Is it normal or allowed that the real estate agency charges a commission of a monthly rent for a successful search?
That shouldn't be the case in most cases. Technically, how the law goes is that the real estate agencies are not allowed to, or you shouldn't be paying them directly. If there is but however, I'm not fully 100% sure in the case that if you are then paying the real estate agency to find a housing for you, that might differ. So, but maybe Aisling can answer this better.
Yeah, just if you're being charged agency fees in your monthly contract, that's technically not allowed. A lot of agencies do this anyway. However, if it happens to you, please begin paying them and then take up a case with the Her Team Zuid-Limburg. You can see their logo here. This is the rental team in Maastricht that's designed to help students with cases with their landlords. Yeah, because it's technically not allowed.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Aisling. So as Aisling mentioned, the Her Team Zuid-Limburg, which logo we have also over here, they're basically a free legal service that can help you with any problems that you have with your housing. So for example, if you feel like you're paying a lot more than what you should be paying, or your landlord is charging you for things that you're not really sure about, or anything else that requires legal aid, you can always contact Her Team Zuid-Limburg for free, and they're there to help you find a solution. Yeah, perfect. So also, can you go one back, Maria? So the official instruction from Maastricht Housing as well as the university is that you should not arrive in town if you have not secured accommodation. Finding accommodation can be quite hard, but don't be discouraged. There's a lot of ways to find different places, and we're sure that you will most likely find something as long as you stay patient and are ready to try different options. Also, if there are any Maastricht School of Management students here, your housing will be guaranteed for the first year. The university should have sent you information about that, so you don't need to worry about finding a housing for the first year of your studies. We have a few tips and tricks on which can help you find housing if you have not found yet. So the first thing is to turn on notifications for different Facebook housing groups. So basically, if you go on Facebook on the search bar, you type something in Maastricht housing, Maastricht apartments, or Maastricht rooms, you find several Facebook groups. Just make sure their notifications are on, because then when you see a listing of something they want to apply for, you have it right away and you're able to react to it immediately. We recommend that you make a template message that you can send to new housing posts where you introduce yourself. You maybe tell a little bit about yourself, what you like, and why you would like to live in that house. This is a good way to then just copy paste into every listing that you find, or to messages that you're sending to people, so you don't need to do all the work every single time. And as I mentioned, please don't get disheartened. You will find a home if you just keep searching. So here's a small overview of the neighborhoods. So here you can see the different faculties. We have on the picture on the right side, the health faculty, psychology faculty, and engineering faculty. Those are located in Randwijk, and some areas close to Randwijk where people tend to live are Wyk and then Scharnenberg. Also, De Heeg is around that area as well. And if we go on the other side of the river, that's where we have University College Maastricht, the business school, law school, and arts and social sciences. And some of the neighborhoods in this region where students tend to live are Brusselspoort or Marjolein. The distances in Maastricht are very short, which is actually also very nice. So even if you live in Brusselspoort, you can easily cycle in like 10-15 minutes to Randwijk to attend classes. So rather than basing a lot of decisions on exactly the neighborhood you live in, I recommend that you look openly and check out what options there are also in the other neighborhoods that are right not exactly next to your faculty. So check all of those out as well.
I would just add here that personally, I have never really felt unsafe in Maastricht. So I would say that all of the neighborhoods that we have are pretty safe. And me, even as a girl, I was never afraid to cycle at night at home. So yeah, Moving on to talk a little bit about living expenses. And I think those are really important to know, especially if you come from a country that maybe does not have the same currency, or even if you come from a country that has the same currency, prices can vary a lot. And here we are first going to talk about rent, because this is maybe one of the most costly things that you're going to have to pay for. We say that the average is of around 550, including service costs for a room in a shared apartment. However, you can also find things that are a bit cheaper, like 400 and something. And if you want to have a studio where you live on your own, you can expect to pay up to 1,000 euros or even more. Otherwise, you can also think of paying 400 to 600 euros a month for your daily expenses, like groceries, memberships, study materials, going out. But you do have to take into consideration that those can rapidly increase if you smoke, if you drink a lot, if you eat meat. So also take those into consideration. But I would say, for example, if I go to the store, I would pay around 35 euros for a week of eating. So, and I'm not really going for the cheapest things. I would say that I can get stuff that I want, or sweets, treats, stuff like that. Okay, moving on, we can talk about banking. MasterCards are the most common in the Netherlands, but Visa and MasterCard are starting to get accepted as well. But they do not work everywhere, and you should take that into consideration when opening a bank account. If you want to open one, you can open one with ABN AMRO or ING, because they have student accounts for free. They do require registration, however, it takes a few minutes on your phone, so it's super easy. But for non-EU students, this might take a while. You have to go to the bank and give them some documents. There are also insurances that you can apply for through the bank, for example, and you have liability insurance or home insurance to make sure that in case of anything, your items are secure, like laptops or phones, or I don't know, even your house in case of an incident. And then financing your studies. We have two options for EU students and for non-EU students. There are a lot of government aids that you can get. They're called studiefinanciering, and they're eligible under certain conditions. And mostly the biggest one is that you have to work 32 hours per month, which is about 8 hours a week. And there are also tuition fee loans available for most EU students. And you can also get a government aid if your parents do not earn over 36,000 euros a year, but that's also if you work 32 hours per month. As for non-EU students, we have scholarships, and you can check our scholarship page on our website. Regarding jobs, a very good thing in the Netherlands is that you don't really need Dutch when you're working. There are very few places that do not accept non-Dutch speakers. However, the university also has a lot of Dutch courses. If you want to take some and learn the language, there are 2 free courses that you can take, Social Dutch 1 and Social Dutch 2. And you can also find a job, for example, in cafes and restaurants, stores, to work for the university, or to work as a research assistant for one of your tutors. If you want to look for a job, you can look on Vacancy Board, Enter Werknl, or Untouchables.nl, or you can simply go to restaurants and stores and hand in your CV, and they're going to call you back. And that's pretty much the easiest way to do it, because sometimes it might take a while to get a response via email from those places.
All right, so then going on towards registering with the municipalities, this is super important if you're staying in the Netherlands for over 4 months. So unless you're an exchange student and coming to Maastricht for a longer time, it's super important that you register with the municipality. Nothing to worry about here. It's actually super easy. So you're going to do it by first filling in a form online. You can find exactly the specific instructions and the links on our website. You fill in this form, and after that, you get a confirmation email. Based on that confirmation email, the municipality is going to come back to you in a few weeks, especially in the autumn, August, September. The waiting time can be something between 4 and 6 weeks.
So even if you don't hear back from them immediately, don't worry, they will come back to you later on. And after you get the confirmation email, you can go book a time and go to a municipality office, which is in the center of the city, to take your passport and your birth certificate so that they can officially register you to the municipality. Please also remember that when the time comes to leave Maastricht, that you deregister from the municipality, because that's super important, so that your mail, for example, goes to the correct address, and so on and so forth. So then if we're continuing towards transportation, the good thing about Maastricht is, even though Maastricht in itself is not the biggest city ever, it's very simple to get in and out of the city. For public transport, we recommend that you get an OV chip card, which you can see in this picture, which is a whole Netherlands-wide travel card that you can use to use the buses, trains, trams, or metro, even in the cities where metro exists. Basically, how it works is that you tap in when you enter the mode of transportation, and you tap out when you leave. And you can download different subscriptions, which we also have on our website, as well as download money that can then directly be used from your card. It is also possible to pay on buses by just bank cards, so via contactless payment. Maastricht has quite a few nearby airports. So we have Maastricht Aachen, which is like 30 minutes by bus from the city center. Then we have Eindhoven, which is an hour and a half away, more or less. Amsterdam, Brussels, where there's two, the Zaventem, which is the bigger one, and then Charleroi, which is mostly for Ryanair flights. Düsseldorf, as well as Cologne. So there's a lot of airports that you can check where it is the cheapest to go home for the weekend, or then just grab a flight and go for a short holiday in between periods. Also, besides public transport, we really recommend using or getting a bike, and there's bike lanes everywhere where you want to go. And as I already mentioned earlier, getting from place A to B will take you a maximum of 20 minutes. So everything's super close, and often it's even faster to take the bike. How you will get the bike, there's different ways. So there's a lot of bike stores in the city, so you can directly buy from one of those. Another option that a lot of students use, and which I have also used myself, is to get a bike from Facebook. There's, again, a lot of Facebook groups for bikes, and especially at this time of the year, a lot of students are selling their bikes away as they're moving out of Maastricht. So you can check those out. Again, on the search bar, just write Maastricht bike, and you will see all the groups that are available. A third option is to use Marktplaats, which is an online platform where people can add listings similar to pariahs with the housing. So they can add the bikes that they're selling there, and then you can just buy it through that, and then you need to go and pick it up. And the last option that we recommend is Swapfiets, which is basically a leasing bike system. The prices vary depending on the type of bike you have, but it's starting from around 20 euros per month. And how it works is that you pay this amount every month, but in the case that your bike, for example, breaks or gets stolen, they will fix the problem for you, and you will get a new bike, or they will fix the tire or whatever, and you're back on your way. This helps also in the case that maybe if you don't know how to fix bike tires, or you don't want to be continuously taking your bike to a bike shop, you can always get a Swapfiets bike, which is also very common among students. A few more biking basics that we want to share with you, just in the case that, or just so that you do not get fined for these. The Dutch police and the handhaving are notorious for, unfortunately, finding people for these cycling or breaking these cycling rules. So make sure that you at least always have working lights on your bike, the front light and the back light. Also, never cycle with your phone in your hand. That's also over 100 euros coming your way as a fine if the police catch you. And always remember to double lock the bike. So I noticed in the question somebody also asked, like, is it normal for bikes to get stolen? It's not necessarily super normal, but bikes do get stolen a lot, and especially if you do not lock it. So even if you go to a store for like 5 minutes, please always remember to lock your bike. It's always better to double lock it. So once from the wheel, and then one time around something that will not move. But as long as you follow these biking rules, you will be well on your way, and everything will work out fine. We also
Here's
have some yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, so here's some advice for arrival. we recommend that you introduce yourself to your new neighbors upon arrival, especially the people that live in your house, so you get accustomed to them, and maybe to even discuss housing related issues like sorting trash, who does what, blah blah blah, and even to your neighbors next door to know that you're here and to maybe make a good impression in case you want to throw a party later on. Also get to know the trash system, because as I said, the trash system is very strict in the Netherlands. We are aiming to become waste free by 2030, so the Maastricht is really trying to implement a lot of recycling strategies. So yeah, you get a calendar, and you can also get the Milieu app, which is a calendar that tells you whenever you have to put your trash out and also how to separate items. We recommend to register with a family doctor, so in case of any emergencies, you don't end up filling the emergency room, which really should be kept for emergencies, and then the GP can further refer you to to a specific doctor in any case. So be sure to have a GP once you get here. Also, keep in mind that there are other people living in your neighborhood, so be respectful about that. And as I said, if you're planning on throwing a party, be sure to make sure to let your neighbors know so you don't get fined because you're too loud. And now to talk a little bit about health insurance. In the Netherlands, you're only allowed to have health insurance if you are working as an international student. If you're from the EU, you can get one. If you are from the EU, you can get one in the Netherlands, or you can keep the one that you have in your home country. However, if you are from outside of the EU, you will need to purchase a Dutch health insurance. There's also the possibility for health insurance subsidy, which is called zorgtoeslag, which is a subsidy of about 120 euros per month, which is supposed to cover almost all of your insurance, which usually is around 140 euros. So yeah, before arriving here, be sure to check your health insurance validity and its terms in the Netherlands to be sure that you are insured in case of emergencies. Yeah, more about healthcare. As we said, remember to register with the family doctor. The registration is free, and you can choose one in your neighborhood. Like, don't go too far away, because people in that neighborhood are also signed up to that GP, and it's going to be more difficult for you to get an appointment there because they're very busy with their own clients. And as I said, hospital emergency rooms are only for big emergencies. So please be sure to have a GP, and in case of any issues, go there first. And a little bit of community and lifestyle. We have great bars and restaurants in Maastricht. We have more pubs and bars in Maastricht than we have days in the year. We have a lot of sports and sports associations and communities in Maastricht, and you can find them all on our webpage under the sports or community sections. And we also have a very diverse and cultural scene. We have a lot of festivals, and we also, like, for example, we had the Andre Rieu concert the other day, so you will always have something to do in the city.
So here are quite a couple of reasons why living in Maastricht is good. So as we've told you, there's a very international community with the majority of students being international, but there's also a nice Dutch twist. So for example, the duchies in the Limburg region, so where Maastricht is situated, celebrate Carnival, which is this 5-6 day long party where people go out on the streets in February, and it's super nice to go out and just see all of the people happily partying. We also have a large variety of student associations and things to do. So you will definitely find something that works well for you and something that you enjoy doing on your free time, whether it's sports or culture or being politically active or whatever it is. Even though Maastricht is very well connected to other countries in Europe and to other towns in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany, it still gives a cozy small town vibe. So as we mentioned several times, getting from one place to another is always very fast. And overall, it's very easy to walk all over the city in just a couple of minutes. The great thing, at least for me, has also been that my friends have also been all very close by, so it's usually taking max 5 minutes, 10 minutes to cycle to a friend's place as well. So we have various support available at Maastricht University. If you are coming from a non-EU country and you need a visa for your study purposes, the visa office will be contacting you. In the case that you want to apply for a scholarship, you can contact the scholarship office. They have some scholarships available, which you can also find on the Maastricht University scholarship webpage. If you have any general questions, for example, about your study or so on, the Student Service Center is able to answer your questions or refer your questions to a further place. You can contact them at study@maastrichtuniversity.nl. And in the case that you will be studying at Maastricht University campus in Venlo, you can check out information on checkvenlo.nl. And there you can find all the information related to that city. In the case that you're going to be studying at Zuid University, if you need a visa, you can contact the immigration team for any questions. If you want to apply for the scholarship office, you can contact the international office for those things as well. And then if you have any general questions, you can also go to the international office. So there's the email addresses for Zuid. And in the case that you have a disability, we also have a strong disability support. You can email them in the email below, and they will be able to tell you if they can make some accommodations for certain things and so on and so forth. And a couple of times a year, we have the well-being days, which is like a week-long activity where we have for example, different types of workshops, free workout classes that you can join, and so on, organized by the Wellbeing Movement. So that's a great thing to also immerse yourself into student community and get to know other people from the university. In the case you want to do something extra, the Master Summer School is there for you, so you can join their courses in different things. They have everything from coding to languages to some additional courses that you can get credits for in your degree, depending on the degree as well. So you can check out Master Summer School for that. They also still have classes coming up this summer, so if you feel like this is something you want to join, check them out.
Lastly, we have Uni-Life, which is a very good app that you can access to find out all about events in Maastricht. You can download the app via this QR code, and basically, whenever you want to do something, you can go on the app and look for events and see what best suits you. So, some key messages of this presentation: try to find housing as early as possible. If you haven't if you haven't found housing yet, we recommend that you hurry because it's more difficult to find it later in the summer. And you can also maybe find housing when you arrive here, but then it's more stressful to look for housing once you're already here and have to move your stuff back and forth from different places. So be sure that you have housing before you arrive here. Check if your health insurance is valid in the Netherlands, or if it's not, be sure to get a Dutch health insurance. I'll arrive early in August to be able to settle in and get accustomed to the city because it's a new country for many of you, and it might take a while to adapt, and it's going to make your academic year easier. Register with the municipality, get a DigiDay and bank account here, and also get a bike and master the trash system. And here is the contact if you want to contact the universities. Here you have the contacts for Maastricht University, and on the other side you have the contacts for Zuid Hogeschool. And INKOM is also coming up. It's basically a welcome week that we have here. It's a 1 week long, I would say, even like it feels like a festival, really. There are a lot of activities that you can do. There's open air cinema, bowling, going to the pool, also indoor cinema, and a lot of sports activities that you can join to see what best suits you and what you would like to do later in the year, and also to meet new people as a newcomer here. And lastly, if you want to contact us, here are our emails, and if there are any special cases, you can also contact the university. yeah, you can contact me, Rania or Miruna on our emails, or yeah, or you can also find us on Instagram and DM us there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for attending. We're gonna have a quick Q&A session now. So if you have any questions after this presentation, write them down and we're gonna answer them live.
Yeah, so we already have one question that I think applies to a lot of people. It's about health insurance differences between companies. So basically, we cannot really tell you why the one that you found is more expensive, because that is really up to the companies themselves. You should be able to see exactly what they offer on their website. So be sure to check exactly what you are paying for, because, for instance, I have Silver Cross as a health insurance, not an advertisement or anything, but just so you know, there's different packages available for this. So it might also be the case for the other insurances out there, that you can get extra packages that offer insurance in case something happens with your teeth, or in case something happens when you're abroad, or stuff like this. So yeah, make sure to see exactly what you're paying for on their website. And there's also pages on which you can automatically compare different insurance packages, and that should also give you some insight into this. But I think that's kind of the extent to which we can answer this question.
What I know about AON is that they're mostly for people that cannot get a health insurance subsidy also. So I'm assuming that that's why it's cheaper for students to be able to afford it, because paying 140 euros a month for health insurance is really a lot, especially for students that maybe don't come from countries that have euros, or even from for students that come from countries with euros. It can be a lot. So then I'm thinking that maybe their price is lower to be more affordable in those cases.
Yeah, and another note that maybe should be made is that some insurances don't have collaborations with all the hospitals. So make sure to also check if the insurance that you're taking is connected to MUMC, which is the hospital in Maastricht, because in case anything happens, you don't want to have to pay more than you should, given that you're already paying for insurance every month.
Yeah. If there are any other questions, feel free to write them down. If there are no more questions, you can also always DM us on Instagram or send us emails at the emails that you can find here. We're always open to answering your questions and we're always here to help. So we hope that this presentation was informative and that you learned some things about what life in Maastricht will be like for you. And we're excited to see you in September or August even.
Thanks, guys. I think we can wrap it up here if nobody has any questions.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone.
Have a nice evening.
Master. Bye.